So we're back on Douglas Lake this week, second week in a row, casting for kids, supporting a great cause, and I make my biggest mistake of the season, potentially costing us a chance. Stay tuned in this episode. We're going to talk about that mistake. We're going to talk about some of the things that we did to find success and some of the things that we did potentially that cost us a chance at competing with the guys that day. Guys, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. If you like this video, hit me up with a comment, share it.
Idle all the way up center, guys. Idle all the way up. Idle out center, 19. Jason Kidder, Jimmy Daniels in the house.
See you at 3:30, boys.
Good luck today.
So I'm fishing with Jimmy Daniels this week. Jimmy's a great fisherman. Jimmy and I, we got down a little bit early, got a little bit of practice in for this event, and we actually had a really good day on Friday. We went out and caught a bunch of fish. We actually pulled off some spots and just went driving and looking from that point forward, thinking that we'd really zeroed in on something.
Picture that one.
I would think.
That'll do some more on it.
That's the old mouse.
The camera there, out of you.
On the slick bank. Take them all day.
I'll take 5 like that.
On Saturday, we had the really rough day with the 40-mile-an-hour wind gusts. What I would call 1 to 3 or 2 to 4 footers in certain spots on Douglas Lake. Especially up around the double bridge. We got into some rough stuff up there, and you really had to work to keep that nose up. And I want to give everybody one tip that I've learned. I've run Lake Erie a lot, and one of the things that I see guys make the biggest mistake is they trim their motor up. They think that's going to bring the nose up. When you boat in rough water, what you should actually do is trim that boat down, and that's going to help keep that nose up, keep that bow lifted up. And you want to lift the bow with the throttle, not with your tilt and trim in that instance. That in itself can save you a lot of back pain and a lot of beating through that water, when you've got it trimmed up. It took us a little longer to travel, and that's just something that you have to anticipate.
Big water power to get up.
It does. It does. I absolutely agree, Coach. I'm gonna flip it left real quick so I can get you wet.
I'm gonna go anyway.
Right there past the campground, right?
Yeah.
So on Friday, what we did our work on was the War Eagle half-ounce spinnerbait. The color's mouse. That sucker's a hard one to beat in the early spring. It's just a fish catcher. Personally, I like the hammered blades. That's just a personal preference for me. But Seagar, 20-pound fluorocarbon. We've got Shimano Corrado, and we've got the Favorite Absolute. In my opinion, the best rod for the money on the market. We've done a lot of work on this spinnerbait this spring.
God, I would too. I think it'd be a bonus, just like you said.
Good.
so. I don't think so.
So in talking about my mistake, you know, one of the things that I like to make videos, and I like to use these as a point of reflection. Oftentimes when I go back and I look at my video footage from a fishing day, I can learn a ton about maybe mistakes, maybe details that I missed initially throughout the day.
I mean, if there ain't a daggone fish sitting on that piece of wood right there in the middle, and that's the only damn piece of wood up through here, I don't know.
I'm telling you what, they was there about 5 minutes before we took off.
Oh, at the same ramp we put in at?
Yeah.
Oh God, Coach, that was a giant. That was a, yes, it broke me off.
You're lying.
No, Coach, that was.
You know, one of the things that you got to know, you know, Jimmy and I are both ex-coaches, so we always refer to each other as coach. So during the video, you'll hear me say coach, him say coach. If you've ever coached, you know that's just a universal name for you once you've been coaching. So one of the things that I've learned the hard way in the Toyota Series 2 years ago, if you watched that video, and this weekend on Douglas Lake, was the importance of retying. So on a lot of my baitcaster setups, I have braid backing and then typically just a short fluorocarbon leader tied off with an FG knot. I trust that knot. You've seen me boat flip with that knot. I feel like I can tie that knot as well as anyone. However, sometimes in your boat, certain things happen, it gets nicked up, somebody steps on it, different things can occur, and for whatever reason that knot is damaged. So I go out on Saturday, fired up to fish, knowing we're on something. We pull up to an area, make a few casts, catch one almost right out of the gate, and next cast I throw it over a log. Isolated structure, should absolutely be holding fish. Boom, nails it, couple head shakes. I feel the head shakes and boom, snaps the line. If you've been fishing a long time, you know that you don't feel a head shake typically of a small fish. So, you know, to have felt that head shake, I felt like it was a quality bite. I felt the weight of that fish just for a minute. And it sent me reeling. It sent a couple hours of me trying to gather myself, you know, to get back in the saddle to catch fish. You know, we were able to rally late in the day.
We're going to catch them today. I've had no trouble with line this year. We can't let somebody else beat us on that other side though. I'd like to have seen that fish and like known it was like a pounder or something so I could get over it. I'm changing line on everything, throwing away all the old line that I have.
No, I changed mine frequently, you know.
I do too. I was like yesterday, I was like, yo, you don't need to do that. You just change. He ain't gonna help us, but we'll take it. He ain't what we need as a coach.
No.
God, Coach, I can't believe that fish broke that. I redid the whole thing this time.
Throw it in the wheel.
I got a fucking disaster here. That's why he had him on the rig though. He knows if they do eat it, they'll count.
Yeah.
Usually.
Yeah, I'd say it can catch better fish, would be my guess.
Good one.
That's good.
No, I'll boat flip it.
Damn smallmouth. Oh no, man.
Got the boat. Huh? Good adjustment, wasn't it?
I thought it was a damn smallmouth. It ain't far. You saw it on the map there.
We got to go try it. I mean, let's.
Just in the pocket first. Well, let's see what happens in the pocket first. You know what I'm saying?
I'm struggling with video cameras this morning.
But anyway, so me and Coach, we rallied a little bit late. We found some stuff. We got on a little run with a crankbait and managed to catch some fish. Caught that one good one late in the day. And, you know, and again, we caught that fish because we were patient. We thoroughly picked apart an area. You know, a lot of these lakes are getting a lot of pressure now. There's more bass fishermen now than ever. And that being the case, you have to be really thorough when you go through an area that you feel like's holding fish.
Everybody trying to get out of the wind, I believe. You can't run from it today, can you? Son of a bitch, come on.
Well, at least I'm not the only one to lose one today.
So congratulations to the guys that won. You know, Douglas Lake is an enemy of mine, but I'm learning, I'm spending time down there, and I feel like I'm improving on every trip. You know, looking back on this trip, things that we could have done different. Number one, retie. Every night before the event, go retie. I made that mistake this trip. It potentially cost us a chance at the money. I don't think that fish would have been enough to maybe put us up there with the guys that won the tournament, but it could have at least given us a chance at the money, and that would have been a stellar improvement for me. From week to week, last week in the East Kentucky Tournament Trail to this week in the casting for kids in an even bigger field. So I'm a growth mindset personality. You know, I'm trying to learn, I'm trying to get better, trying to close the gap on some of these guys. You know, some of these fishermen in East Tennessee are probably as strong as anywhere you'll find in the country. You know, and the bag weights on this day, despite the tough conditions, you know, prove that. So I'm going to continue to bang on it, going to continue to learn. I can't emphasize the effect of reflecting on your trips and having those hard conversations with your partner, how those can help you grow as a fisherman and how you can improve as a fisherman through having those conversations. You know, Mike and I, after every trip on the way home, we're very critical of ourselves, maybe a little too critical at sometimes, but we feel like that's the reason that we've made the amount of growth that we have in the last 2 years as bass fishermen. So, you know, always reflect, always ask questions, always point out those mistakes that you made like I did on this trip in terms of not retying on Friday night.
Yep.
On Friday, we had prefrontal cloudy conditions, and these fish were just sucked up on the bank. On Saturday, we had the wind and the bluebird skies, and these fish, they instead of being up on the bank, they were pulled off in the ditch in the middle of the structure, and it took us to about midday until we figured that out.
Now the other fish is gonna kill me.
Huh?
Now the other fish is gonna bother me. Go catch another one of these and don't have to worry about it, right? Let's go, baby, let's go.
Good. 4 and 4. That keep you from doing it.
We get another one that big and we're in good shape, I think.
Got 4.
Just get the bottom of him.
Thank you.
Is Jason Kenner and Jimmy Daniels. Come on out here, Jimmy. Now quit wandering around now. Let's talk about it then. All right, that's a good solid bag today, boys. 9.08. I'm gonna talk to you, man. 9.08. Yes, absolutely. Hold it out, hang on. Hold it out there, everybody see it. We'll put it in this mesh bag right here. Big fish is 460 right now. Let's see if we've got it right here. Kenner, absolutely the best in the business and media and out here around the country flying a drone. Ooh, second place big fish right now, 4.01. 4.01. All right, boys. What'd you catch them on, Jim? Let's hear about it. I'm no better than that. Using 2 foot of water somewhere. Now tell me what you really caught them on.
Caught them on about 5 different baits, probably. We couldn't get it going, you know, wind just through.
After 11 o'clock, it just took, wasn't it?
We hadn't had an early bite, even including last week. We had them by 10 o'clock this morning. It just totally changed.
I know there's a bunch of people back at home, Kenner, are watching. All them boys in the Paintsville's going to be watching this. Tell us what your thoughts is about the lake and this week and all that.
Well, I mean, this morning at 8 o'clock, I broke a big head shaker off. You know, that our day, you know, I struggled for a couple hours to get back together and keep up pressure. You know, that fish will change the game for us, no doubt. I'll
you're going to learn something every daggone day. I don't care if you're 94 years old. Something's going to teach you about these old green things, Jimmy. And this is two of my great buddies right here. I'd love to see them have 22 pounds, but I'll tell you what, it means a lot by standing on stage with them and having them here. So April, both of them will be there in April, casting for kids. So it's going to happen there. I've got a good feeling. So thank you, boys. Appreciate it.
Big shout out to all your guys hustling, make all this happen. This is awesome. I mean, this is big time. You guys do a great job. Thank you.
Appreciate that very much. Class act. Give him a hand here, everybody out there. Appreciate you.
Looking forward, I can't wait to get back to Douglas in May. Douglas has a ton of fish in that lake. And as the water comes up in the springtime, I like the lake even more. So, I'm excited to get back. I can't wait to get back to Douglas Lake, East Tennessee. And, going to continue to pound away at it and hopefully learn something about that lake. I greatly appreciate your support on these videos. And I appreciate you watching. Have a great day, guys.